like you said, that cleanup process is in effect right now. Take a look to my side. You got some tow trucks out here starting to get these vehicles out of the roadway. There are obstructions on both sides of this crosswalk. Over here, it's this utility pole and this light post. Across the street, it's this column that supports part of a building. Well, Tony and Margot, they're not saying much at this moment, but if you take a look behind me, you can see a crime scene van parked a ways down this canal bank. Tulare County resident Patricia Miller has essentially been blocked from her home due to heavy flooding and erosion on her driveway. Well, Warren and Graciela, I have about 50 pages of Navy documents right here released to me. Well, Warren and Liz, this crash has rocked the small community of Corcoran. That female driver, by the way, is still inside that red vehicle behind me. That was around 11:15. When Paul was packing up his car to go home to Las Vegas at around 11:45, he says he only saw Todd in that garage, no sign of Melanie. We are miles away from the Cedar fire, but take a look behind me here at the smoke it is sending high into the sky. Highway 190 is still closed from Springville to an area near Ponderosa. We checked and found out that Jose Trujillo has been the plaintiff in 80 civil cases since 2015, including one recent one against this restaurant here in Visalia, and he does face the death penalty, which prosecutors say they will argue for. A suspect actually follows someone around the casino who has just won some big money and then later tries to rob them. Developing now, search and rescue crews are looking for a man who disappeared while hiking in Sequoia National Park. A fire at an apartment complex near Fresno State destroyed 2 units, displacing 22 people. After the arrest of Joseph James DeAngelo in Northern California, workers at the Sun-Gazette newspaper in Exeter dug up an old edition, August 22, 1973. On the front page, a picture of 27-year-old police officer James DeAngelo Jr. announcing his hiring in May of that year. The article says that DeAngelo, quote, believes that without law and order, there can be no government, and without a democratic government, there can be no freedom.
You know, it's been 40 years ago, so it's kind of hard to recollect all this stuff.
Farrell Ward believes he's the last local retired Exeter police officer who knew DeAngelo. When the Vietnam veteran joined the force, Ward remembers not liking him. He was nice enough, Ward says, but kept to himself and seemed highly overqualified to be working for such a small police department. Ward told him so.
He didn't like to joke around. He didn't like to play games, or it was strictly business with him all the way.
Ward helped Visalia police look for the man who shot at one of their detectives in December of 1975. That suspect, dubbed the Visalia Ransacker, is believed to have burglarized about 100 homes in Visalia and killed a professor at College of the Sequoias. Visalia police believe the Visalia Ransacker is the Golden State Killer, DeAngelo. Ward says they worked together at Exeter Police for 3 to 4 years, and then DeAngelo left for Auburn Police. They didn't stay in touch.
He outsmarted everybody for 40 years, so with his education and his experience in law enforcement, he kind of knew what the next step was going to be with the police department. He had to know he had so much time to get in and get out.
Ward isn't the only one who knew DeAngelo while he lived and worked in Exeter. His sister still lives here, and on Thursday we knocked on her door. She declined an on-camera interview.
It's just kind of such a shock.
A Visalia photographer named Ruby Tuesday took these photos of Wanye Jones and his family in February. On Thursday, she told us Wanye was, quote, a sweetheart and funny, always made me laugh during our sessions.
I remember that shirt. That was his favorite shirt. And he went to go take pictures with his family because he loved his family above everybody. And he will be missed. Robert McKinney says it still hasn't sunk in that his close friend who loved basketball and music and always seemed to be in a happy mood is no longer here. Around 3:30 Wednesday afternoon, Lemoore police say they responded to Westbury Square Apartments regarding someone who had been stabbed. They found an unresponsive teen with stab wounds in an apartment bedroom and tried to save his life, but Wanye later died at Adventist Medical Center. Police say they haven't made any arrests but are following active leads. Always so full of life. Every time that you talk to him, he was so hyped up about it.
We spoke with McKinney after he visited with Wanye's family Thursday afternoon. McKinney says they're very emotional. He offered to help them with anything they need during this difficult time. And right now, he says they just want justice and peace.
I'm going to miss his laugh, and I'm going to miss his smile. He had a great smile and always smiling.
77 new military banners now hang high above Porterville's Main Street. There are 113 in all, raised around Memorial Day, lowered after Veterans Day. They're identical in color and shape, yet unique for who they honor, be it a current Porterville service member or one who lost their life in action.
Porterville has a great history of people serving in the military. In fact, at one time, Porterville had lost more GIs per capita than about any place around the country.
Due to a medical appointment, World War II veteran Lester Doyle couldn't make it to the second annual military banner ceremony, but his family, including his daughter and brother, a veteran himself, were there representing him.
And Porterville is a community that love and cherish their veterans, and we will always do so.
One by one, Porterville city officials read the names of those service members, past and present, whose banners were raised. Larry Stoneburner was a Navy doctor from 1969 to 1975.
My corpsman on a regular basis saved my life, and I've returned the favor on numerous occasions.
I mean, just these guys that gave everything for us, and we got to take care of them. We had the privilege of taking care of them.
Hand in hand, Air Force veteran Jack Bush and his wife strolled down Main Street until they arrived at his banner.
Hey, I think I want to do that. And she says, okay, I'll spend the money to do it.
You deserve one.
Family members of other deserving Porterville service members can submit a nomination form between this August and next March. In Porterville, Brian Johnson, ABC 30 Action News.